the multivitamin. But if you follow this recommendation, if you just try it out for a week, a month, something like that, that'll balance it out real quick. But even if your vitamin D levels are too high, it's not a concern because there is no really concern with it. You usually just pee it out, something like that. Yeah. All right. Sorry, I'm just getting my mind together. All right. So on the next page, increasing carbohydrate levels, and this is based on you wanting me to give you some nutrition tips on fitness.
Yeah.
And you were saying you're thinking about raising your carbs a little bit already?
Yeah, I was.
For energy reasons, right? Okay. So right now you're consuming 214 grams on average of the 5 days. And as an athlete, this is another semantic formula that you don't need to be completely aware of, but in a day you should be consuming 8 grams to 12 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. And this works out for you to be 544 grams minimum or 816 grams minimum. So right now you're less than half of your minimum. So that's probably where a lot of your fatigue and your bloatedness and your stress levels are coming from. So for your daily needs, like I said, minimum 544, maximum 816. If you hit your maximum, you're still going to be losing weight, as long as you are balancing out your calorie levels accurately. But 544 grams, you're going to feel a lot better. 816, you're probably going to have more than enough energy you have for the day, especially for your workouts. And I also included some other carbohydrate intake, which is based on living an athletic lifestyle. So your carbohydrate consumption before training, so before one of your workouts, you should try to consume minimum 68 grams, maximum 272 grams before your workout, and that should be 1 to 4 hours before your exercise. This is just going to ensure that your body is going to be using the carbohydrates in your stomach before the carbohydrates that are stored in your body, and will also avoid, if you burn through those and you keep working out, your body's going to start latching onto your fat levels, onto your muscle. I heard a term for it, it's called muscle cannibalization, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that's just kind of semantics again, but yeah, so and that's just going to ensure that, like you were saying, you find it's a little bit harder for you to hit certain reps than when you're really in tune for it. And like I said, I don't think this is from losing muscle at all. I think it's just from adequate carbohydrate levels, because carbohydrates are the best source of energy for your body. It will always use your carbohydrate stores first. And then there's one more thing, your amount of consumption of carbohydrates after your exercise. So to make sure that you are recovering properly and you have proper levels of energy to be able to study, you should be consuming minimum of 68 grams to a maximum of 81.6 grams every hour for the first 4 hours after your workout.
Okay.
So if you were going for the minimum, which I'm assuming you're probably going to go for because you want to be losing as much weight as possible at a healthy level, it'd be 68 grams every hour for 4 hours after your workout. And that is also, like before, this can be part of your daily carbohydrate levels. So this isn't on top of it or anything.
Just adds to the total.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so you said you were interested in trying to test the increasing carbohydrate levels. Sorry, just 1 sec. And yeah, if you do continue to consume less than your minimum of how many carbohydrates you need, it's gonna alter your body's ability to maintain the weight, and it may affect your eating patterns as well, because you might feel really hungry, and then just kind of give in to like a bag of chips or something like that. So trying to make sure you're getting good carbs, and you're very aware of nutrition, so that shows me that you're going to be getting carbs from good sources like beans, lentils, rice, and all that. And it'll avoid you from going to like any junk food or whatever when you're just feeling really weak, Is there any questions on that at all? Or? Or any concerns?
So what if I work out at night? Because it says you want to consume carbs like every hour for the next 4 hours after you work out.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Like right before you go to bed, you're saying?
Well, yeah, because I usually work out like 2 or 3 hours before.
Before you go to bed?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would say try to hit your max amount of carbohydrates that you need per hour after your workout.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was 81.6. Yeah, 81.6. And maybe even go slightly more than that, like maybe try to even it off at a nice round number, 100 grams for the 2 hours, you know, and it would probably be best if you consumed it as a liquid, because like an energy, not an energy drink, a sports drink, or like the smoothie that you're consuming, your body is gonna be able to absorb it and utilize it a lot quicker, and it'll avoid feelings of bloatedness in the morning, because it'll take quicker to digest. So during the next day, you'll have good digestion and get rid of all that bad stuff.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, do you think that works for you, or?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. All right. All right. So my third recommendation is slightly increasing your calorie intake to reach that minimum of 500 calories. Deficit. Yeah, exactly. And this is based on your goal of losing fat while maintaining and gaining weight. Right now, based on your active lifestyle, it's a vigorous lifestyle. It means you should be consuming 3,421 calories. That's just to maintain your weight.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to lose it, you should be consuming 2,921. And right now, you're consuming 2,633.
Mm-hmm.
So just adding simply 288 more calories to your diet, which you can do from increasing your carbs, would help balance that out, and it will also help you maintain it very well. Also help with your fatigue, your dizziness, and your high stress levels primarily, which will definitely help in school, since you have another semester to do as well, I know.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this also goes directly against your goal of gaining muscle. If you're not meeting enough calories, you will be losing that weight, but because it's slightly more than the minimum, your body it's not going to utilize your muscles for energy a whole lot, like to the point where you're going to really notice anything, but it will put a dent in it. It will slightly affect your muscle mass. Is there any concerns with that? I know a lot of people might think it's kind of weird to increase your calorie intake to lose weight.
Well, no, like I know what you mean though. It's just a little too low.
A little bit, but not like excessive. It's not.
Because like I can still increase my calories and like stay in the deficit.
Exactly. So, you're still going to be losing weight no matter what. Like I said, being able to better maintain it. All right, and one thing that I wanted to add on to there, I believe I put it on that sheet. So that number that I said before, 3,421, that's based on your vigorous athletic lifestyle, and I think it was like 1 hour of weights 6 to 7 days a week, something like that. And then also the running and basketball 3 days a week, approximately from 30 minutes to 1 hour. So that's how many calories you need to maintain your weight. But I wanted to provide you with, it's called your sedentary energy requirements. So let's say you weren't working out, let's say you were just going to class, you weren't exercising, you weren't walking a whole lot. I worked out how many calories you need to maintain your weight without any exercise, and that is 2,411 calories.
Okay.
So if you stopped working out, you would be just over 200 calories, so you'd be gaining a little bit more weight if you stopped working out completely. But basically why I wanted to give this to you is because if you're aware of the 2,411 calories to maintain your weight, let's say you adjust your workout schedule. Let's say you add more intensity, longer workouts, or let's say you stop working out altogether. And your body is used to how much food you consume, right? So if you don't eat as much, even though you're not working out, you still might feel some hunger. So I just wanted you to be aware of how many calories you need if you stay in bed all day, essentially. And then if you do adjust it, like let's say you start working out less, but you're still aware of how many calories you're burning.
Yeah.
Like let's say you run on the treadmill for 10 minutes and you know you're losing 150 calories. All you have to do is add 150 calories to this 2,411 calories, which would make it 2,560.
Okay.
And that would be how many calories you need to maintain your weight.
Yeah.
But again, minus 500 calories off. If you stopped working out altogether, still want to keep losing weight, it would become 1,911.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah? So, like, let's say you started working out more, what would you have to do?
I don't know, maybe just like a couple extra cardios. Oh wait.
Like, if you
Just eat more calories.
eat more calories,
Yeah.
but do you know how many more calories you would have to eat? Like, let's say you ran an extra 10 minutes on top of your daily workout.
Eat like an extra 100 calories.
Something like that, yeah.
Ish,
Okay, yeah, so that's good. Shows that you understand. Yeah. So I also have I have some, based on your goals and based on my recommendations, I printed off some educational tools. These are all from really good sources. I got most of them from the Dietitians of Canada website.
Okay.
So